What's happening, folks? So I have some cool gear that's just landed. MBS and Ram decks. I was shipped 2 of these Ram decks, and after I unboxed the first one, I'm like, geez, I've got to record the process. And this just arrived at my house on my doorstep this morning. There's all the new kit from MBS in this box as well. I'll be unwrapping that. So let's do this, right? Enough with the small talk. Let's put this box down here. Let's take a look at this baby right here. When I unboxed the first one, I thought, when you see a photo or something, and you look at it, and then when you see it in real life, you're like, okay, it's 2 completely different things. And that's sort of the way I felt when I took the Ram deck out. I thought, this thing is freaking awesome. And I don't think photos do it much justice. Maybe it's the way people take photos of the deck as well. They don't get the angles right, or they don't show it off in the right way. But whatever the case, I'm a huge fan of the look and feel of this board. And I can't wait to get this build underway to show it off completely. So, that being fair, that should come out nice and easy. That is some cool wrapping, right? That is nice and clean. I like the box with the big logo on there. Alright, inside. Stay there. Inside, it is packed nice and tight, right? All wrapped neatly. Take this away. And then we uncover the next layer, which is that. That is some serious wrapping, right? I've uncovered a few decks in my life, and that is nice and clean. I love the way that's been put together. Just make sure it's protected from all sides. So let's just mess it up. Sorry, Ram guys. Must be done, right? We've got to undo all the hard work. That goes there. That goes there. All that sticky stuff is gone. It does get a bit fatter towards the end, and I don't want to knife it because I don't want to take a knife to the board, but I think if I'm super careful, yeah, that's what it needed. Alright, straight up, looking at this deck, to me it feels like the Cadillac of mountain boards. It is freaking sweet. It's so roomy. You got heaps of space here to spread out. So I think this paired with an undermount enclosure would be pretty sweet. A lot of people would like it. This particular build is going to have a center mounted 12S6P battery pack. The reason why we chose this deck was because of the huge foot stance that's available on this particular deck, as opposed to like a Trampo or an MBS or even a Bro, right? So for your taller riders or folks with big feet, this is a really good option if you want to get into mountain boarding. This is going to be paired with some shock pads, right? And we've got some vicious grip tape on there as well. And they're printed out of TPU. And they're going to sit nice there. I'm going to cover up the bulk of these holes in here, and I'm only going to expose the 2 on the ends just because of the foot size for the rider that it's being built for, to accommodate for that. What it also means is that it's going to have some really nice and neat under cable routing. The shock pads, these are my personal shock pads for my personal build, but the shock pads on this build, they'll be printed in black, so they'll blend in a little bit better. I like to be a little bit louder on my builds, but in terms of build quality, there's the deck there. It is pretty sweet. I love the how it rises in the middle. It just gives it a more dimension as opposed to just being your regular flat deck, right? It looks good. It looks really good. When you look at it like that, I don't know if folks can see that. It's got a nice shape to it, really clean. I'm going to look forward to building on this platform, so more to come on this. Just a quick unboxing, just to show it off. Nothing too detailed. I'll put this aside. Lift with your back. Alright, MBS, the big unveiling. Let's do this. So, in this box, I am hoping that there are the Matrix 3, the wide boys. We've got some cool wheels and other cool bits and pieces. So let's see what's in here. Let's see what Santa delivered. First up, out the box. All right, so these, I did order the Warren 3 deck, although it's a little bit delayed. Although, look at this. This is the pad that goes on the Warren 3, and it is pretty sweet. It's proper rubber. It's not TPU 3D printed. This is the real deal, and I don't know if you can see that. It's got that concave on it as well, so that's pretty cool. It's going to give you that extra ability to turn, I guess. I'll figure out which way that will go. I'm assuming it will go that way. Yep, it will go that way. So that'll be my front foot, regular, there. So that looks pretty cool. And that grip tape is super grip. It looks like vicious grip tape. It is really tough. Normally when I'm building on an MBS, I tend to slip sometimes, and I tear the meat off my knuckles, so that's pretty cool. All right, done. We'll put that aside. 1, 2. How's this colorway gonna go? I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? I tend to wing things a lot of the time. We've got some green wheels, and we've got some black wheels. So these are the T3s, I think they are. Yeah, T3s. 2 sets of those guys. We all know what they are. No need to talk about them. Alright, what else have we got? We've got tubes. Now, this is the good shit right here. Alright, let's go. Boom, 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 and boom. Yoink. These are bindings. We all know what they look like. Right. These are the Pro 2 XL aluminium hubs. Let's take an unbox of these guys. How neat do they look? Wow! Alright, this is the first time I'm seeing them in the flesh, and wow, they are pretty sweet. Check that out. I'll do some close-up photos and stuff, but they look really, really, really sweet. I'm blown away. I'm going to test something. Hang on, wait, right there. These are the radium 20mm wheel pulleys. Do we have a match? Oh, we have a match. Do we have a match? Do we have a match? I've got to test these out. Alright. Are they right? Yeah, I think they are. I'm going to have to test those out. I can see that they're there. Alright, we'll test those out in a second. But they're pretty sweet, right? Now, let's take a look at these Matrix 3s. Soup. Soup. So, what's happening here? Oh, they open this way. Okay. So these are the wider versions. Matrix 3. Wow. So 320. Oh, there's 320 and the 420 as well. That's strange. Oh yeah, look at that. Comes with the a bit of a thicker riser pad than usual, and your typical MBS keyway and screws. But they're in there. How cool do they look? So the dark grey ones come in the longer size, so with the longer shaft, and I am impressed. They look really, really, really good. I'm looking forward to this build and smashing it out. So we've got some cool gear, we've got the deck, we've got some rims, we've got these bad boys, we've got some radium gear as well. Got a welcome pack in there. A lot of cool stuff. Stay tuned. That was a quick unboxing. We'll go into the details once the build starts and, well, actually once the build's been finished. We're back. So I've done some more fitment on this build, and I just want to take a moment to talk about putting these aluminium rims together, putting the tubes on them. One of the things I had to do was, seems like MBS have tightened up a lot of their tolerances with regards to where the bearing that goes into these hubs, to the point where I put the bearings in the freezer for a couple of hours just so they would slide into the hub nice and easy. It was an old motocross engine assembly trick that I learnt back in the day. And if I found that the first one I did try to put together, you use a bit of force with a rubber mallet, and you can do that, that works, although it's really a bit tight, right? So I just found it much easier just to put the bearings in the freezer and they slide in nice and easy. So tip there for everyone. The other thing that I didn't realize, and I probably should have looked into it, was that because these are XL rims, MBS now sell different options for your wheel pulleys, right? So you can buy longer M4 threaded bolts. So if anybody is looking at getting these super slick XL wheels, just be sure that if you're going to use your own motor pulleys, you get the right size thread for those pulleys. So you'll need an M4 to 70 to 75 millimeter long hex bolt to go through the rim and to then be able to go through the rim, through the pulley, and tighten it up on the other side. And these, I can confirm they do fit. I just don't have them on yet because I don't have the right screws. So they're coming to me next week. So hopefully the local Eastgate vendors Radium might stock them as well with the pulleys. So more to come in that space. I guess it's one of the learning curves with dealing with new equipment, a new kit that's coming out in the market. So all up, I reckon that looks pretty sweet. These back tyres need to be pumped up. I've only just put them on, but look how nice and wide they look. They are pretty cool. If we compare them to maybe the old school ones, do some side by sides, right? They look pretty cool. They're really, really nice. So there's that. And you know, this build's going to have a really nice clean colorway. We've got some orange going on for the Vega spacer right there. And we have some nice colorway for the ESC enclosure. That's come up really cool, really nice. So that's going to sit over there. I'm in two minds at the moment because that sits really well. And when we put it with the, we're pretty good. That's a lot of space there actually for the cables to route over and out. So I think we're pretty good on that space right there. So yeah, stay tuned. This is coming together quite well. I'm looking forward to the big reveal soon. So more work to do. Look at that. That's pretty cool. We'll have a green-orange cutaway. Finally, someone that wanted a color other than black and grey. So thank you for doing that. It makes work a little bit more lively and interesting. So more to come on this build and these components. But so far, really pleased. Just heads up, bearings in the freezer on the aluminium hubs. Old motocross engine rebuild technique comes in handy. Do it. That way you don't have to whack it with the rubber mallet. Those screws, just be sure you get the right length ones. So these are the ones I'm talking about, right? They have to go right through there, and there's spaces as well that you can get. So make sure you get the right ones on there, and that's it. I've got to, next step is bastardizing this deck. I've got to find the center point, drill that out, drill the holes out for the flush mount screws for the ESC enclosure, and get all the wiring done, ready for config and deployment. So stay tuned. Adios.